Mum, Dad, Ubisoft, can we buy a new Settlers 1 themed game, please? No rebs. We have Settle and Build at home, which costs £6. If you want to buy an Ubisoft game, you will have to sell a kidney to afford it like the rest of us. Boo. If you like games bereft of any real tooltips or guidance or tutorials or any ease of use features, or if you want a gameplay experience that kicks you in the shins without telling you why, and plays like the bastard love child of the Settlers and Northgard if it were conceived in the budget aisle of a dollar store, or if you like game titles so generic they literally sound like a toddler's description of what you do, then this might be the functional but loveless, blatant knockoff for you. So I got the game for free, thanks devs, Keymailer, and despite my opening sounding salty, all the bad things I just said were actually compliments. Let me explain. Settle and Build is an homage to games like The Settlers. It knows what it's doing. And I don't mean that in the usual creepy way that folks use that expression. Settle and Build literally does know what it's doing. Look, it's in the product description. A homage to classic real-time strategy games. Just like I said, my journey with Settle and Build, battle and settle, whatever verbs, was a roller coaster. After reading the description, I was fully committed to playing and reviewing the game, then received the key and tried playing it, and was immediately aghast. The game seemed bereft of multiple menus and features even Settlers 1 had. The ugly hexagonal map was off-putting and really doesn't add much, and with no clear guides for production chains and such, I was left to work it out as I went. When this game dev was presented with the demand, give me tooltips or give me confusion, they clearly chose confusion. So there's a lot of trial and error involved in this game, which honestly pays off now I'm a few missions in. Each time you beat an AI opponent, you unlock some wisdom, which is used to unlock more buildings in future plays, which helps take the edge off of being defeated. This is not a feature-rich product, but what it does do, it does acceptably, i.e. mix a combination of a low-fat Settlers Northgard combo into a satisfying enough slurry that Trump's FDA would gladly submit it as safe for human consumption. The game has a range of different factions to play as, through a series of missions for each faction, with different buildings to work out and buildings to be unlocked, providing some longevity. But it should be noted the game has quirks. Missing one notification about being attacked can see you lose an entire game, if you don't pay attention. And also, your aggro little fuckhead soldiers absolutely will ignore you and start fights when they should not, which requires some working around. But if you've ever had to deal with groups of English people, you will be familiar with handling this. These quirks could be game-breaking, and are frustrating, but honestly I kind of find it funny. Look at this mad lad go. Anywho, Doing Word and Doing Word is an entirely acceptable super-budget Settlers clone that sorta scratches an itch if you've felt the lack of Settlers in your life. But if that's the case, you can probably buy the Settlers or emulate it for cheaper. If this game had any form of multiplayer, I think it'd be an easier recommend, as once the campaign is finished, the only replayability is via procedurally generated maps, which is fine, I guess, but no multiplayer really sucks. Anywho, maybe grab it on sale, and thanks for watching.